Hey, I'm here to talk to somebody. You've made a lot of mistakes in your life. Yeah. You were at that place and you made some dumb choices. But you have changed. You have turned your life around. Your life is actually a success story now. But somehow you haven't forgiven yourself. And there are people in your life that say they don't trust you, they don't believe you, they just don't want to give you a second chance. But I'm here to tell you something. Nobody is immune from mistakes. We've all made mistakes. I agree. Some are more costly than the other. But the word of encouragement that I want to give you. I want to show you something about the people that God was able to use. Now, there was this man in the New Testament and his name was Saul. And he went around killing Christians. I mean, brutally killing Christians. And one day, God met him and he turned his life around. He accepted Jesus and he started preaching for Jesus. Now, when this man started preaching, at first, nobody believed him. Nobody wanted to hear anything that he had to say. But he continued to preach. And as he went on, his lifestyle helped people to recognize that there was an inward change, because change doesn't happen on the outside. Change happens on the inside. So as a reflection of what was going on the inside, it was reflecting on the outside. He was able to convince people. And then you know what? Millions of souls got converted because of Saul. You can read about his story in the book of Acts. Now, there was this other lady. So there's this other lady, and her name, she's unnamed. We call her Uriah's wife. So this lady, she had an affair with the king. It was not her choice. The king picked her out and had an affair with her. However, everybody forgave the king, but nobody forgave her. Right through the Bible, when she was mentioned, she was always mentioned as the wife of Uriah. It's like her infidelity followed her. Even down to the New Testament, her infidelity, whenever she was mentioned, she was always mentioned as the wife of Uriah. Nobody even knew her name as a result of the one mistake that she made. But I'm going to tell you something about the wife of Uriah. That God had redeemed this lady from her mistake. And the baby that she had for the king, that baby died. But God gave her a second chance, and he opened her womb and she bore another child, and that child was King Solomon. And I know that a lot of people don't know this, but if you go in Matthew 1 and you see the genealogy of Jesus, you would see that Jesus came through the tribe of David, and Solomon was the direct descendant of David. That was David's son. And Uriah's wife was the mother of Solomon. And it's to show you that no matter how far you went, no matter what people say about you, you can redeem yourself. You have been redeemed. You should walk in that redemption. Don't let people hold you down. So as these two stories they're so similar, yet so different. We saw a man and we saw a woman. And for the guy, somehow he got his redemption. After a time, nobody was scared of Saul. His name was changed to Paul. He actually had a name change. It's like an identity change. And his identity was linked to Christ. And people was drawn to him. People went out to see him. People went out to hear him preach, to see him perform miracles. But Uriah's wife, her story was from the Old Testament and all the way up to the New Testament. She never got the redemption that she needed because she was still mentioned as Uriah's wife. But it's okay, because she still was the wife of Solomon. She still was the mother of Solomon, and she was in the genealogy of Jesus. So it's okay if there are some people, they'll never give you a second chance. They'll never want to believe you. Stop trying to prove yourself to them. Stop trying to prove your change to them. Move on, press on, do what you were called to do. Don't worry about them. They have made up their minds about who they think you are, and it's not who they think you are, but it's whom they want you to be. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think. It's not your job to change their minds. They'll change their minds when they're ready. And for some of them, they'll go to the grave hating. But it's okay, because you're still the mother of the king. Because you're still the one who's carrying the gospel to nations. So be encouraged this morning. We've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. Forgive yourself. God has forgiven you, and that's what's most important, is that God has forgiven you. Now press on in the faith. Hold on to God. Hold on to his unchanging hand. Let him chart the rest of your life, and don't be burdened by what people say. Now, go out, be successful, be blessed, and be poised to succeed.